Hello everybody to my reading vlog for this week. Alright, so I haven't done a reading vlog for quite some time. I think, let me check, the last reading vlog I did was on March 10th. So now there's a reason I didn't do a reading vlog. Number one, in March, as you may have seen in my reading wrap up, I only read two books, A Storm of Swords and Blood of Elves. And I had already talked about those two in two reading vlogs, so I didn't want to repeat myself too much. And I also had the 2 weeks there where I didn't publish a lot at all. So yeah, I didn't have a lot to say in my reading vlog. And these reading vlogs are more like weekly updates anyway. So I didn't have a lot to say because I had other projects I was working on. So yeah, but I got back to YouTubing in the last 2 weeks. I uploaded some videos, so check out my channel. Yeah, there have been 5 videos, I think, in the last 2 weeks. And yeah, I'm planning to publish more. My plan is to do 3-4 videos every week from here on out. I'll see if I can keep up with that. I still have to do some work for classes and stuff, so yeah, maybe it won't work out every week, but yeah, my plan is to do at least 3 and maybe 4 videos every single week from here on out. So yeah, let's talk about what I've read since the last reading vlog. So I finished A Storm of Swords, which is back on my shelf back there. I finished Blood of Elves, which are the only books I read in March. Then I picked up, after finishing Storm of Swords, I started reading A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. This is a bind-up of 3 prequel novellas of the A Song of Ice and Fire series, and this series is called The Tales of Dunk and Egg. It's set 100 years before the first book in the A Song of Ice and Fire series. And yeah, so I read the first novella when I finished Storm of Swords. And what I'm doing right now is I'm reading one novel and then I'm reading one of these novellas. After I've read the first novella here, I read The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, which is the first book in the Mistborn series, and I really liked this. I finished it in 10 days, but I couldn't read this like in 3-4 of those days. So that's pretty quick for me. This is a 650-page book almost. So yeah, I finished this. There will be a review up for this quite soon, but just know I love this book. I think it was really good, and I think if you haven't read this, you should definitely read this. And when I finished this, I was very, very tempted to pick up the second Mistborn book, the Well of Ascension. It's an interesting situation because while I was reading The Final Empire, I had some cravings to go back to A Song of Ice and Fire. So I already picked off A Feast for Crows from my shelf. And yeah, I planned on reading this directly after The Final Empire, after reading the next Dunk and Egg novella. But after finishing Final Empire, I liked the ending so much that I've also felt like going directly into Well of Ascension. For me personally, it's like I often have this feeling after a book that I really want to pick up the next one in the series, but I also feel like I burn out easily on one series, especially if you read something that was really amazing towards the end of a book, and then you get to a slower part at the beginning of the next book. I almost feel like I don't enjoy it quite as much, so I like taking a break from a series after finishing a book and not just go into the next one. So yeah, I didn't pick this up immediately, but yeah, I will for sure pick this up. I'm not sure if I can do it this month, but I will for sure continue with Brandon Sanderson. As you know, if you've seen my Elantris review, I really like that book, and that's supposed to be his worst book in the Cosmere. And if that's the worst, I think all of these books will be amazing. Look out for the Final Empire review. I'm not quite sure when exactly it will come out, because in the upcoming week I will talk about what videos are coming up. But yeah, it will be out in the next 2 weeks, I think. Alright, so after I finished the Final Empire, so as I said, I was tempted to either pick up Well of Ascension or Feast for Crows. But what I did is I started reading the second Dunk and Egg novella, and I'm still reading it. I'm not quite far in it, but yeah, it's quite interesting still. I feel like I'm at a point where it's going to get faster, and I feel like I'll finish the second novella in the next 1-2 days. So yeah, it shouldn't put me off for too long. But yeah, I was kind of in I wouldn't say a slump, but like I read the final 200 pages of the Final Empire in one evening, or not really one evening. It was like I started reading at like 9 p.m. Then I read for 1-2 hours, had some food, and then I read like from 2 until 8 p.m. From 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. to finish the book, because Brandon Sanderson's endings are just amazing. And yeah, it's hard to put the book down at that point. The next day I just had a hard time reading, so I just read a few pages in here. And as I said, the next book I wanted to pick up was A Feast for Crows, but I also said in my TBR video for April that I had put off a book from last month, which is The 40 Rules of Love. So this is a book that a friend of mine recommended to me. It's one of his favorite books, and he actually read a book that I recommended last year, and he wanted me to read this, and I have been putting this off for quite a while. So I felt a bit bad for not reading this, and I think it was good for me to pick something up that wasn't fantasy. So I started reading this. So what I'm doing now is I'm reading the second Duncan Degg novella, and I'm reading this, and this is quite good. Like, I'm 30 pages in, and the whole premise that's been set up is quite interesting. And this has kind of a book in the book situation. We follow this woman called Ella, who is a stay-at-home mom who has a family. She is an editor, essentially, so she works for a literary agent. So yeah, she gets this book to review and edit. And yeah, so I have read the first chapter of the book that she is reading, and apparently that book is going to impact her life in a major way. So it will be interesting to see. I haven't read this kind of book before, where you have a book in the book, and also this is kind of literary fiction, also historical fiction or contemporary fiction. It's a bit weird because the main plot with Ella is set in the 2008, so it's kind of contemporary, but the other book that she is reading is set in the 13th century, and that would be historical fiction. So, and I'm not even sure if what she is reading is kind of based on reality. So I'm not sure how much is fiction, how much isn't. So this is a very interesting book, and also quite different from what I'm reading otherwise. So I'm really happy I picked this up, actually, and I've been putting it off for too long. So I think my friend will be happy as well when I finish this and tell him that I'm done. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll finish the second Duncan Degg novella, then I will finish this, then I'll dive into Feast for Crows, because I think that's good. It will give me a break from the big epic fantasy stuff I've been doing for a long time now. It will be good to read a few shorter stories. So I checked my Goodreads. I've read only 7 books this year, which I have all covered on the channel a bit. And interestingly, my average page count is over 500 pages, and I read like 2 YA contemporary books that were like 300 pages in that. So yeah, I've been reading quite big books recently, and I think it's good to kind of read a few books that are shorter and that you can go through faster. Like reading 40 Rules of Love is so cool, because these chapters, they're like 3-4 pages each. You can just read one, and then if you feel more, you can read the next chapter as well. And that is something that with the other books that have like 15-20 page chapters, it's just like, it feels more like a commitment. So I hope I will fly through these within the next 2 weeks. No, sorry, within the next week I want to fly to these, and then I will pick up Feast for Crows. After Feast for Crows, I'll read the third Duncan Degg novella, which is again in this one, to finish this one off. Why I'm doing this is because the third one was actually released after A Feast for Crows, so I thought it was good to do it that way. And it's a really interesting way to like read one book and then read a novella, to have kind of a palate cleanser. So yeah, I'm doing that for that reason, and I've been enjoying it. Yeah, I'd highly recommend these actually. Like the first one was really good. The second one has been okay for now, but I haven't gotten to the main part. So yeah, there will be a dedicated review for this as well. So yeah, but not anytime soon, because I'll probably need the whole month to finish this one off. So what have I been doing otherwise? Now, I haven't been watching a lot of movies or TV, because in the last few weeks I had to work on a different project, and most of my free time has been going into either talking with my family, or it has been going into reading. So I don't have a lot of like TV or movie stuff to talk about. So I did a Man of Steel review of some time ago, and I wanted to work my way through the DCEU because, as you may know, I didn't watch a lot of the movies that came out in the last 3-4 years because I was too busy with school, and there isn't a big like movie culture in the country I live. So I wanted to kind of catch up with the DCEU, with the MCU. Yeah, maybe if I get time to watch the next few DCEU movies, there will be reviews for those soon. But yeah, that's just something that's a side project. That's not something that's going to take over the channel. Like maybe I'll do a review in a week or a review in 2 weeks. The focus for this channel is really books, so don't worry. Yeah, and I also, you may have noticed if you've been following me, that I changed the name of the channel. So I had it as T2 Sheikh. Sheikh is my last name. T2 is kind of like my nickname that I have since I was a child. I used that kind of in the beginning, but I felt like maybe it's better to go for my real name. So my first name is Asfandyar, and my last name is Sheikh. So now the channel name is just Asfandyar Sheikh, and then book reviews and more. I think that's a better representation of what I'm doing on the channel because really it's more focused on books. Before that, I had way more like focus on TV shows and movies, which I haven't been doing a lot of. So yeah, that's, maybe you were confused why that change happened. But yeah, I just felt like maybe it was better to go for my first name and my last name than just going for a weird nickname that had a number in it. So yeah, that's why the channel name changed. Let's talk about the videos I put out in the last few weeks. So as I said, I took a break. On March 14th, I put out a video called Pi Day Book Tag, which I thought was quite a fun tag to do on March 14th. But yeah, after that, the whole situation with the pandemic and stuff, and also me having to do some projects for school from home, took over a bit, and I didn't have time to film too much since this isn't really it's just a hobby, like recording stuff for YouTube. It's not a big like commitment for me right now, but I have fun doing it. So I had to take a break for 2-3 weeks in there. But after that, I came back on April 3rd with the BookTube quarantine tag. So I'll link all the videos I'm going to talk about in the info cards, so check those out. So in the BookTube quarantine tag, it's a book tag that was made by Knickknack's Corner, and he tagged me, and I enjoyed doing that. It's quite interesting in the current situation to do. So if you're a booktuber and haven't done this yet, go ahead, do it. It's quite fun, and it's a good way to connect with your audience in this situation. Then I did my March reading wrap-up, again linked above, and yeah, I talked about the 2 books I finished this month. That's that. Then I put up my April TBR, which is again quite ambitious, so I put 5 books on that. Yeah, and then I did a reading habits book tag, which is again quite interesting. I have fun doing book tags, honestly. Like, they're fun videos to do. It's a fun way to talk about something that you may not talk about too much otherwise. So yeah, if you're interested in that tag, check that video out. And then the last video I put out is a review for Sword of Destiny, which is the second short story collection in the Witcher saga by Andrzej Sapkowski. And yeah, so I reviewed that book. So I had reviewed The Last Wish, and then I reviewed Sword of Destiny now. So I've already read the first novel, which is technically the 3rd book in the series. Those are the videos I put up, and I've been happy kind of with the numbers. Like, I've noticed that the wrap-up videos don't do as well as TBR videos. I don't know why. I'll see how the numbers develop. I also feel like the book tags, some of them have quite good views, some of them are okay. It's interesting to see the numbers, that like what kind of videos people are interested to see. But yeah, I was a bit surprised because my Last Wish review had a lot more views than my Sword of Destiny review. Obviously, the Last Wish review has been up for a longer time, so maybe Sword of Destiny will get up there as well. But yeah, I've heard that book reviews aren't the videos that attract the most traffic to your channel, so it's interesting to see these numbers and stuff. I'll see how this develops. Like, I'm not letting the numbers be too much of a factor in what kind of videos I make. I want to get a few videos under my belt. I still want to do reviews. I'll see how this develops, and then maybe adjust like what kind of content I do in the future. But I have fun doing reviews and stuff, and I think reviews are a big part of why I'm doing this, to have something I can look back on how I felt about books, and also to engage with a community of people about certain books that I'm reading. So yeah, that's the reviews will still come. All right, now for the next week. First thing, so originally this vlog was supposed to go up on Sunday. My schedule has been really weird during this situation because obviously I'm working from home now, or studying from home. Doing that, it's like you basically can decide when you work, when you don't work. So yeah, my routine has been a bit weird. So I'm recording this a bit late. I hope I can record a few videos for the upcoming week today as well, so I can put them up quite soon. So I hope I can put up 3 more videos this week, and then go back to my Sunday schedule for the weekly vlogs. As I mentioned before, like, I don't know if I can do weekly vlogs really, especially when I'm reading a big book, because like, I don't know if it makes sense that I talk 2 or 3 vlogs consecutively about just one book, or if maybe I should just adjust some stuff maybe I should read multiple books at the same time again, just to have something to talk about in the vlogs. So I will figure that out. But my plan is to do a weekly vlog on Sundays from now on. So yeah, that will be a staple, hopefully, on the channel. And so in the next few weeks, you can expect a lot of reviews to come out. All right, so in the next week, what I'm planning to do is a Game of Thrones review. So the first book in the A Song of Ice and Fire series, the review will come out hopefully tomorrow or on Wednesday. I'll see when I can record it and when I can edit it to put it up. So yeah, I look forward to that. What I'm planning to do after that is either the Blood of Elves review or the review for the Final Empire. I'll see which one I feel like recording first. But yeah, those 2 are coming. Then I'll do a Clash of Kings review, The Storm of Swords, and then hopefully A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Those are the reviews that are coming up soon. I'll see if I can also find some other cool videos to do. I was thinking about doing a video on the Witcher Netflix series. I have seen that when it came out, and I started watching it again because I felt like checking out how I feel about it with a bit of a distance from when it came out. And I watched the pilot, but I'm not sure if I should review it right now or if I should review it when I am done with the whole book series, so that I can see how the stuff that they changed would impact what they do. So I'll figure out what I'm going to do there. But yeah, expect maybe some videos regarding the Witcher TV series. In the next few weeks, I'm planning a lot of reviews. There may be some different content as well. I'll have to see if I have some ideas to do other videos. I was also interested in doing videos like why you should read, or why I decided to read, kind of like Mike over on Mike's Book Reviews does them. I asked him and he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead, do. Like, I just wanted to get permission. Like, I think the way he does those videos is quite good, and I kind of wanted to do the same. But I'll see if I can do this. I think I'll do a few why I decided to read videos on the series that I'm reading. And then I will do why you should read maybe after I've reviewed every book in that series, and then just as a retrospective view on why I would tell somebody to read a certain book or book series. Yeah, so maybe those will come out not in the near future, but like in the long term. I have 2 other videos planned that I don't know when I will fit them in. I'll see how my reviews are doing, and maybe if I feel like there is a need for a different video, I'll sprinkle those in. So one of them is my reading plans for 2020, where I go over what exactly so I'm doing TBR videos every month right now, but I feel like it would be cool to see what my reading plans overall for the year are. So maybe I'll do that video. And I want to do a video on my rating system, because I've seen that the way I rate books and also TV shows and movies may not be like the way other people do it. So I'll make a video on that as well. So that should come out, I hope, quite soon too. I recently ordered a Kindle Paperwhite from Amazon because they had a good deal for it. And yeah, I got it for, I wouldn't say cheap, but I got it cheaper than you would usually get it. So I hope that will arrive this week. Maybe I'll do an unboxing review for that and a review for that as well. So there are a lot of plans for videos that I want to do, but I also have to see like when to do them and how to, when to film them, when to edit them, because I also have to keep up with my studies and stuff. So yeah, but I hope I'll stick to my 3 videos a week plan. And yeah, if I can do 4, it would be amazing. Alright, I feel like I've been rambling a bit, so let's cut this video off. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you are interested in my other content, check out my other videos. Some should have popped up right now on the screen. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.